It's time for a pit stop. Here, we take a brief rest. It's time to refuel, recharge, and explore shorter topics that are meaningful and helpful to us RVers. As RVers, we quickly learn the importance of RV maintenance and expecting for the unexpected to happen. Many RVers may come naturally to the idea of a do-it-yourself or DIY projects. They find that these types of projects allow them to tinker and have fun customizing their RV so it's just right for them and their family. Others may find these types of projects daunting, stressful, and make them anxious. I fall, I think, somewhere in the middle of this line, if you will. I was never raised to learn these types of things. I love my father, and he was able to fix things around the house and to some degree on a car. But I never turned wrenches with my dad. I did swing a few hammers at times that ultimately split my head open and sent me to the ER. No faults of my dad's, just a kid in the 70s with probably undiagnosed ADHD. Therefore, I didn't have the guidance or mentorship to learn how to fix things, or how to begin the process of understanding what the problem is and what might be the best method to solve that problem. So my typical behavior for most of my life is that when things break, I just fly off the handle. I start swearing, yelling at anybody who's in earshot, and those that I love. I'm pissed. Not at them, not at the thingamajig that broke, but just because something broke. Look, I know this isn't right, and I know that this isn't the behavior that I want to teach my kids. I share this because while camping over Labor Day weekend, our toilet broke and started to flood our bathroom. Luckily, I was just outside and I came into the trailer to hear the sound of water rushing. Not a good day. Instead of freaking out, causing a scene, and being all upset, I hustled outside, I turned off the water, I cleaned up the mess, and I took a breath. I've got this hold my margarita. That's for you, Buffett. And I began to figure out what was going on, where the leak was coming from, and ultimately what part had broken. I've researched my fix. It's a $30 part. I need to remove the toilet. Not too bad all in all. I'm sharing this, though, because I was really proud of myself for how I behaved. Maybe I really am learning to embrace the DIY spirit, and it is because of the RV life. What we choose to bring on a trip is an important decision because it adds weight to your towing capacity, and you may not even necessarily need to haul that around because you never even use it. Well, I want to tell you about the 10 Harbor Freight tools that I use the most and a few that I've only used occasionally, but when I've needed them, I am sure glad that I had them with me. From 69 cents to a penny shy of $90, they cover the spectrum, and I'm excited to share my top 10 must-have list with you. So maybe on your next trip, pick one of these up. The shopping list with SKUs and the full retail pricing is available in the show notes of this episode, number 77, over on RVOutWest.com. Well, let's get started. We will go from the least expensive to the most expensive. Coming in at only 69 cents, but they often sell them for $1, is the Snap Blade Utility Knife. These are those little plastic utility snap blade knives that are right up by the cash register for those impulse buys. Next up on the list at number 9 is the 4-in-1 screwdriver with 2 bonus nut drivers at $2.29. By far, this is probably the most used tool in my RV tool bag. In fact, I've got one in the trailer, in a drawer, and one in my tool bag. I use them that much. Think about it. How many screws do you find in your RV randomly after a travel day? Yeah, me too. Coming in at number 8 for a grand total of $2.79. But at the time of this recording, they're on sale for $1.99. is the high-vis polyurethane coated work gloves. These gloves are my workhorse. I've got 2 sets of the mechanic style gloves, one in the pickup and one in the tool bag. And which are the ones that I go and grab every single time? These high-vis work gloves. I use them from fueling diesel to hooking up and unhooking the trailer, putting down the stabilizers, to all sorts of other camp chores. They really are the best. For $13 when they are not on sale, but I usually pick one up when I find them on sale for $9.99, are the 310 lumen headlamp. These suckers are bright, and I'd put them up against any of the $30 to $40 brands that you could pick up at REI. Plus, they swivel and allow you to adjust the beam width, so you can have a really hyper-focused bright beam or a more wide beam, like if you're just trying to walk around outside and you don't want to trip over anything. And they only use 3 AAA batteries. This headlamp is a great buy. Number 6 at $17.99 is a 9-inch joint channel plier, or what I like to call channel locks. These are a great must-have for both water and propane, and I use them every time I'm setting up and tearing down camp because I use them to put my water regulator on pretty tightly. Now that the kids are back in school, it's time to start thinking about where you are going to go camping on spring break. And you may just be too late to make your reservation. So let's hear a word from our pit stop sponsor. It's summertime and the great outdoors are calling. But did you forget to book a campsite 9 months ago? Well, don't worry. Say goodbye to sold-out campgrounds with Camper Alerts. With Camper Alerts, you can choose your campground, select your site type, and set a personalized alert. And when a site becomes available, they will notify you. It's that simple. Visit camperalerts.com today and start setting your alerts. I don't know what it is, but somehow electrical things actually make a bit of sense to me. Now, don't take that statement wrong. I am by no means an expert on an electrical system, solar panel installation, engineering, and reading schematics. But working to diagnose an electrical problem, I tend to enjoy. Putting us just about at the $20 mark is a multimeter. This is an important tool that should be in every RVer's toolkit. The 9-function Syntec multimeter is really a must-have. It has helped me to check on the state of charge on batteries, to finding out where power was coming from when I replaced a hideous blue LED light that was above our bed, to double-checking electrical outlets have electricity current going to them. It just is a great overall tool to have. Number 7 and item number 8 are only $1 apart from each other. Coming in at $21.99 is a 1/2-inch drive click torque wrench so that I can torque my lug nuts down on travel day. Even came in super handy when I was changing a trailer tire in Oklahoma. For only $1 more, you too can add a 1/2-inch air ratchet into your kit. This was a spontaneous purchase I made 2 days before we left on our 5-week Great Americana family road trip, and it paid for itself in spades on day 2 of that trip. I don't know if you remember, but our slide broke and we were stuck in a campground in Deer Lodge, Montana because we couldn't get that slide in. And to manually bring a slide in with a standard ratchet, well, it would have worked, but it would have sucked. Using this air ratchet to bring that slide in was amazing. I mean, I kept draining the air tank, so I'd ratchet and wait. But I was able to bring it in, and that was the best $23 I have ever spent on a tool. Next up on our list at number 9 is a 12-ton bottle jack. Total overkill for my trailer or my 1-ton diesel. It's $44.99, but you get an extra 4 tons for another $5 versus the 8-ton, so why not? In 95-degree heat, with the humidity index of somewhere near hell, I was able to safely change one of our trailer tires that was beginning to delaminate, and we caught it before we got to a major blowout. With a routine visual inspection of trailer tires on travel days, I caught it, and we pulled over, and the bottle jack was a huge help. This last tool is the most expensive one, just $10 shy of $100. It's something I've yet to use for its truly intended purpose. I've used it here and there for some of its lesser features, but I'm also 100% glad that I carry it in my pickup at all times. and I'm glad that I've never had to use it. But it is the Syntec Portable Jump Power Pack. I've not yet needed to jump my pickup or a car with it, but I have used it to charge devices or use the onboard air compressor to inflate some of the most wackiest pool toy inflatables. Unicorn, anyone? But it's weight that I find worth carrying solely for the peace of mind it offers to me. If you want to go out and buy each of these tools all at once, the grand total is $236 and some change. And that's if you don't bargain hunt and wait for these items to go on sale. It is Harbor Freight we are talking about, and just about anything and everything will eventually go on sale. You may have some of these, you may not, but I'd encourage you to consider the next time you swing by a Harbor Freight that you should treat yourself to a new tool or two that will help make your camp life just a little bit easier. Thank you so much for listening. I deeply appreciate it. I'm asking you to help the show grow, so please subscribe to the podcast so you never miss an episode. And be sure to share with a fellow RVer about this show. Bonus if you leave RV Out West a rating and a review. Now, get out there, explore, and go see what's beyond the horizon. Thanks so much for listening to RV Out West. Join us again in 2 weeks with our next episode. Please like and subscribe to our podcast on iTunes or wherever you choose to get your podcasts so you never miss an episode. And I sure would appreciate if you left a rating or a review of the show. Special thanks to Scott Holmes Music for providing the intro song, We Are One. RV Out West can be found on Instagram and Facebook, where you can interact with us and follow along on our RV adventures around the Pacific Northwest. So get out there, explore, and go see what's beyond the horizon.